The cafeteria buzzed with the ordinary noise of lunchtime chatter, clinking trays, and laughter echoing from every corner. But one sound didn't fit in. A soft, stifled sob. It came from a small table near the window, where a girl sat alone, her trembling hands wrapped around a half-eaten sandwich. Her eyes were red, her face pale. No one seemed to notice her, except a man sitting in the corner booth, wearing a black leather jacket with a faded skull emblem on the back. His presence drew eyes wherever he went. Tattoos crawling up his arms, beard rough as gravel, boots heavy against the tiled floor. He was the kind of man people avoided. But that cry, it cut through everything. If you believe kindness still exists, that people can change, that second chances can heal, then please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to believe in hope again. The biker's name was Cole Iron Matthews, road captain of the Steel Hawks Motorcycle Club. To most, he was just another roughneck outlaw, the kind of man you'd cross the street to avoid. But behind the cold steel of his eyes, there lived a past he rarely spoke of, a time when he'd lost his own daughter to a drunk driver, and along with her, most of his heart. The world had hardened him since, but something about that girl's shaking shoulders tugged at a place deep inside him he thought was gone forever. She couldn't have been more than 15. Her school uniform looked worn, her shoes scuffed, and her backpack hung by one strap. Cole watched as a few kids walked past, laughing at something on their phones, not even sparing her a glance. She wiped her eyes and stood, walking slowly toward the counter, right past Cole's table. And then, without a word, she slipped a folded piece of paper beside his plate and hurried out of the cafeteria like she was running from something. Cole frowned, confused. He stared at the note for a few seconds before picking it up. The handwriting was shaky, written in blue ink with tear marks smudging some of the words. It said, "I heard your jacket means you help people who are lost. My mom is gone. My stepdad hurts me. I don't know where else to go. Please don't tell anyone. Please just help me disappear." Cole froze. The air around him felt heavier. He read the note again, every word cutting deeper than the last. That one word, hurts, made his jaw clench. He looked around the cafeteria, but she was gone. For a long moment he sat there, his heart pounding like the rumble of his bike. He could have ignored it, pretended he never saw it, but something inside him, something fatherly and broken, wouldn't let him. He got up, left some cash on the table, and stormed out. Outside, the afternoon sun hit his face, and he scanned the street. There she was, walking fast, head down, backpack bouncing with each step. Cole started his bike, the engine roaring to life like thunder. People turned to look, but he didn't care. He followed her slowly, keeping a distance until she turned down an alley near an old bus stop. When she sat on the bench, hugging her knees, he parked and approached her quietly. She looked up, fear flashing across her face. He knelt down, not saying a word, and placed the note on the bench beside her. Her lip trembled and tears welled up again. The rest of that afternoon was a blur of phone calls, waiting, and promises. Cole called his brothers, the entire Steel Hawks Club. Within minutes, chrome and thunder filled the small parking lot outside that alley. One by one, massive bikes rolled in, surrounding the place with the sound of engines echoing off the walls. To outsiders, it would have looked like a gang descending on a victim. But this was something else entirely. They weren't there for trouble. They were there for her. Cole explained everything. Not one man hesitated. The club had a code: protect the lost, defend the weak, ride for what's right. They didn't call the cops right away. They called a woman named May, the club's medic and Cole's old friend, who worked with a shelter for abused kids. May arrived within the hour, kind eyes and a soft voice, gently talking to the girl as she shook in silence. Her name was Lily. Her mom had passed away a year ago from cancer. Her stepfather had turned cruel and violent, locking her in her room, taking her things, threatening her if she spoke up. She'd been skipping meals at school because she was too scared to go home. That day, she'd seen Cole's jacket and remembered a story her mother once told her, that bikers, the real kind, sometimes had more heart than anyone in a suit. That's why she took a chance on the note. As May took Lily into her arms, Cole turned away, hiding the tears burning in his eyes. He wasn't supposed to feel this way again, not after losing his daughter, not after all those empty miles trying to bury his grief. But this felt like fate's cruel mercy, a chance to save someone else's little girl since he couldn't save his own. That night, the Steelhawks rode to Lily's house. They didn't go to start a fight, but to make sure she'd never be hurt again. They found the stepfather drunk, shouting when they arrived, until he saw 30 bikers standing in silence behind Cole. No fists were raised, no words exchanged. Just one look from Cole was enough. The man packed his things before the night was over, and Lily's case was handed to Child Services with May's help. In the weeks that followed, the club checked in on Lily often. They brought her food, books, and even a small puppy one of them rescued off the streets. Slowly, her smile returned. She began talking more, drawing again, and laughing like a child should. Cole visited most Sundays, sitting with her at the shelter garden, watching her paint under the sunlight. One afternoon, she handed him a drawing. It showed a line of bikers riding through golden fields with a little girl waving from the roadside. At the bottom, she'd written, "You found me when no one else would." Cole couldn't speak for a long time. All he did was nod, slip the drawing into his jacket, and whisper, "Ride safe, little one." And from that day on, every new Steelhawks member heard Lily's story. It became part of their creed, a reminder that true strength isn't in how hard you hit, but in how deeply you care. Cole never called himself a hero, but sometimes he'd look at that drawing on his garage wall and feel like maybe, just maybe, his daughter had sent Lily his way to give him peace. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's remind the world that even the roughest souls can carry the gentlest hearts.